Hi guys, today's tutorial is Substitute by The Who. Fairly straightforward song, it's in the key of D. The three chords to begin with are D, A and G, and then you go back to the D. So you can play it that way and carry it off. Everybody will recognise it as being the intro to Substitute. But what we're going to do today is show you how Pete Townshend actually plays it. I've watched various videos of him. I've actually seen him play it live a few times as well, and he doesn't play straightforward chords. Being Townshend, he plays a lot of open chords, plays a lot of triads, things like that. I'm going to explain what triad is. Triad is if you've got a chord, for instance, it starts off in D, so you're at the 5th fret. So if you play a D like that, Townshend is playing the D triad at the 5th fret. So if you break it down to the top 3 strings and the 3 notes, that's the triad of D at the 5th fret. But to give it the distinctive sound that it's got, if you listen to the actual studio recording, it's got a very distinctive tone to it. Whether you play it acoustically or play it electrically, it's still got this tone. So what Townshend's actually doing on there is he's playing that triad, but he's letting the open D string, he's letting that ring throughout. Now to achieve that and do the strumming pattern that Townshend does, you've got to sort of play in that sort of style and hook your thumb over the top 2 strings, but not pressing down on them. You're just dampening them so that you can actually do the strumming pattern like that. So if you were to make a mistake, for instance, and you want to play the 4 strings at the bottom, but if you're strumming like that, chances are you'll hit the 5th or 6th string, or maybe even both of them. So if you hook your thumb over it and damp the sound, then you can get away with that. Leaves you free to be a bit more loose. But you've got the D. That's going to be consistent through the opening sequence, because that gives it the distinctive tone. It's the D drones throughout the song. So to play the D, you've got your index finger on the E string at the 5th fret, sorry. And on the B string, your next finger goes on the 7th fret, and your middle finger goes on the G string at the 7th fret. Just hook your thumb over, don't press down, you're just dampening those 2 strings, and then you strum. You've got your open D. And keeping that sort of position, you move down to A, and again you're just playing the bottom 3 notes of your A bar chord. So you're playing these 3 notes. So your index finger covers your E string and your B string at the 5th fret, and then your middle finger goes on to the G string at the 6th fret, and again keep the D open. And just damp the first 2 strings with your thumb. So you got. And then the next chord is G, so basically you're just holding that position, but you're sliding down 2 frets to the 3rd fret. And again, you're fretting those 3 chords, these 3 notes. So your index finger is the 3rd fret on the E string and the B string, and your middle finger on the G string at the 4th fret, and you open D. So and then you go back to the D to finish that sequence off. So if you play them as it's played on the song, that way it'll listen out for the open D droning. And that sort of chord sequence, if you like, but the way you play it continues into the verse, because you go from the D to the G, back to the D again. And it's that open D that gives its distinctive tone. So you can carry it off playing the chords as normal. If you play the open chords at the bottom of the neck and play like I say, you can still carry off. It's still Substitute. People recognise it as Substitute. But if you want to get the authentic tone, make it more realistic.